No, Your Holiness, you mentioned pain and suffering, and we make a distinction between pain and suffering in this way, that if a person has pain, say pain in the joints, in the arm, legs, like they get from arthritis, they can suffer all the time because they think about it. They think their attention goes to their arms or legs, and they think, why me? Why has fate chosen me? This is terrible. I can never have an enjoyable life. I have no control over my life. I'm just doomed. And there have been scientific studies that show that people who have some kind of medical disability, who have thoughts like that, suffer much, much more than people who have positive thoughts. Some people who have positive thoughts will think, oh, well, this gives me greater perspective. I now can see things from a different point of view. Things that seemed so important to me before are not so important. The pain that I have may be bringing me closer to my family, and the pain will then lead me maybe to do things that I never did before. Those people have minimal suffering. Now, you used the word separation before. There have been some studies done in London, England, where they show that people who are able to separate themselves, who do not see the pain as part of them, suffer much less than those who actually see the pain as me. So some person will say, my back aches, and they feel great suffering. Others will just say, it aches, like it, meaning something separate from themselves.
I see.
And they don't suffer as much. So it's interesting how just the separation, the distancing, as we say, can actually reduce suffering.
I see. This is new. I will try. Sometimes some itching. Usually I got, trouble here. Always some trouble. Now more than 50 years, always itching like that. So I will try to, there, not on mine, but something else, I don't know. But Buddhists, I think not necessarily now. I think Buddhists, I think if we think according to common sense, right? Common sense. Now, you see, some negative things happen, including physical pain or some tragic sort of experience, or lost one of your dear family, dear friends, or things like that, or a lot of criticism. What's today? Unjust criticism, or baseless criticism, something like that. Then it is very helpful, you see, to look you see, these negative things which causing your anger or sadness or something. Then to these things, look from wider perspective. That really makes big differences. Some unfortunate things happen. Then if you look closely or narrowly, then that unfortunate thing now appears something huge, immense. More that kind of impression, then more unhappiness. But if you look at from wider perspective, yes, that's one unfortunate, but still, you see, the vast world, or there are many events. Now, I think one Buddhist literature mentioned that if you come across some criticism, then think, oh, you also have some from some people praising on you. So if you just look, the criticism, the more anger or more unpleasant. But at the same time, oh, okay, doesn't matter, some people praising me. But then, mental level, now more balanced. Yes, now this is someone saying bad to me. But doesn't matter, there are people who are praising me, okay. Then there's someone towards the praising, too much attachment or pride. About that come. Then think, oh, there are some people now criticizing me, so this is just part. So you see, so they more looking broadly. So now, I think often, you see, people ask me, with reason now, like some people used to ask me, world becoming degenerate or declining. Because of reason, you see, A, B, C, D, like that. Then usually I responded, and I truly feel, yes, the certain events, now for example, the Iraq or terrorism or these sort of, yes, obviously there are many sad things there. But if you look overall, then at least during 50s, 60s, then two blocks with nuclear weapon, they're ready to shoot each other, then the whole group in the state of danger. Now today, I think the desire for peace, the spirit of against violence now so big, isn't it? Yeah. So if you look from broader perspective, then today's world is much better than the mid previous centuries, 1950s or 60s, like that. So important is look more holistic way. That's, I think, very, very important, very useful. So that, as I mentioned before, things are relative. So if you look holistic view, then you can see all these positive, negative. If just focusing one negative, then your mind becoming more worry, more sort of more unhappiness.